My name is Paul Johnson. I'm a pre-sales technical consultant at Datalytyx, and today I'm going to show you one of our analytics tools called Tableau. So here we are in Tableau Desktop version 9, and the first thing we'll need to do is connect Tableau to a data source. Now your data source can be as simple as an Excel spreadsheet or as complex as a Hadoop data lake. And there are dozens of connectors which allow us to access all sorts of different data, but in this example I'm going to connect to a sample spreadsheet that comes with the Tableau free trial, contains details of sales, orders and customers for a superstore. So once we've connected to our data source, if there are multiple tables within that source, we can specify the relationship between them. Now if there's a common field between the two sources, that will automatically detect the join, and if the database supports further types of joins, we can select which type of join we want. We can also connect live or with an extract, and there are advantages to both depending on your use case, and there is a white paper available that explains when would be more appropriate. But a quick explanation is that connecting live allows you to have a real-time update and executes the queries on the database. So if you've invested in your data infrastructure, you wouldn't want to move that data to another system to analyze it. On the other hand, if you need to take a load off, say, a transactional database, or you need to be offline, you can take an extract and then perform the analysis in memory. The important thing here though is that you have the choice to do either, and you can use a combination of live and extracted data sources in the same project. So now that we have all the data available to us, our CFO could ask, how do our monthly sales and profits compare over the last 2 years? So we go to the sheet that's been created, and on the left we have our dimensions and measures. So I'm going to drag some measures and dimensions onto the columns and row bars at the top of the screen. This will automatically render a visualization of the data and select the most appropriate type of chart based on visualization best practices. I'm also going to add some filters as well, just to show the last 2 years worth of data, and then I'm going to color my marks with the years and extend to fill the full screen. Now we've been asked to show how profit and sales relate to each other over time. So all I need to do is duplicate the sheet, and then if I drag profit to the sales axis, I can create a dual axis and plot sales and profit on the same pane. So now I can see the relationship between sales and profit over the same period. Now the regional manager would like an analysis of sales and profit by product category, subcategory and region. They'll be able to use this information to identify opportunities for growth, price changes, cancellations. So I'm going to create a hierarchy between category and subcategory just by dragging that on top of each other, and that will automatically create a hierarchy. I can then use this hierarchy to quickly change what's displayed in a visualization. We can also show profit on this bar chart as well as colour, just by simply dragging that on, and then I can change the colour to whatever I like using the palette. So we can see the relative comparisons a little bit easier. Let's reshape this view. And if I add a filter as well, make it a little bit easy to organise. I'm just going to make this so we can only choose one value at a time, and add a sort to the sales axis. So this just makes the side-by-side comparison between each region and product category a bit easier. Thanks to our analysis, the regional manager has been able to identify that there is an issue with profitability with tables in the southern region, and is asked to see the actual values. So we can just create a crosstab by duplicating as a crosstab that will show the raw data values, and then we can just clean this up by adding a bit of colour and reorganising the view a little bit. Now the regional managers would like to know where the unprofitable items are being purchased, so I'm going to show you how we can do this on a map. I've created 2 maps for now, where I'm going to set one as a filled map where I'll show profit, and I'll keep the second as a simple map, and this way I'm going to show sales information. So now I'm going to make the maps a bit more easier to read. So on the simple map I'm just going to change the colour of the icons there, and I'll make them transparent or a bit more transparent and add a border just so they're a bit easier to read when I merge them later. And I'll add some colour to the filled map so we can easily see where the unprofitable items are. So now I've got the right measures showing on the maps. I'm going to adjust the level of detail by expanding the country hierarchy on the filled map down to state level. And on the map showing sales, I've got a bit more data, so I'm going to drill that down to city level. Then I'm going to merge the two maps together by creating a dual axis. Another useful feature we have in Tableau is calculated fields. I'm going to show you that now to display the profit margin. Now this calculation will give me a decimal figure. So first I need to format that into a percentage, and then I can drag that on over onto the tooltip. Calculated fields are useful when we want to show data which we haven't captured in our source files. And there we can see the profit margin for each area. I can show you that again by creating a calculated field to display the average sale for each city. And that is how Tableau is using predictive fields, so I don't have to remember any syntax to perform these calculations. So again, I just drag my calculated field to the tooltip, and then I can see the average sale on the pop-up when I hover over any symbol on the map. So the regional manager is really happy with our insights, and next they want us to investigate the cause of the low profitability. So we're going to build two different scatter graphs to try and find the answer. So first we're going to look at profit versus the average discount, and I want my marks on this graph to be region, category, and subcategory. I'll also show profit on the tooltip, and then I'll add a couple of filters, one for category and another for region, so we can isolate areas of interest if we choose to do that. So we can see that there appears to be a relationship between the high level of discounting and profitability of tables in the southern region, but let's have a look at another possible cause. The next graph is going to show profit and the cost of goods. So first I'll duplicate the sheet just to save some time, and then I'll remove the average discount. Now cost of goods is not a measure available in the current spreadsheet, it's in another file. So I'm first going to add another data source, and this will be a good example of how we can blend two data sources together using some common fields. So you can see in this example the orange chain icon to show that I'm linking the data sources together by these fields. So if I drag the cost of goods up there, I now have my new axis. This time it's not as easy to spot any obvious correlation with the naked eye, so let's use some analytics. We can use the trend line to instantly calculate trends, but let's remove the region as a factor and just display the overall trend. If you're familiar with statistics, you'll know that a small p-value is often used to indicate the probability of a prediction being incorrect. It's generally accepted that a p-value under 0.05 supports a prediction. So in our example here, it appears that the trend between the average discount and the profitability is accurate. So now we want to display our work in a series of dashboards. So the first thing I'm going to do is drag our bar chart from earlier. I'm going to display this on the same dashboard as the map. This makes sense as they are both displaying profit and sales in different ways. This looks good, but it might be nice if when I clicked on, say, chairs on the profit and sales graph, it showed me the location data on the map, or vice versa. So we can do that by applying a two-way filter. So now we can see that the top graph filters the bottom graph, and when I click on the region or the category, I get just that information showed on the map. In the same way, when I click on a city, I get sales details for that city, or if I click on a region on the map, I get sales and profit information for that region as well. I can also use the lasso tool here to highlight multiple marks and then display all of the information relating to all the highlighted marks I've chosen. So for my final dashboard, I'm going to show the two scatter graphs that we created. So I'm just going to first rename these worksheets so we can easily identify them. Then it's as simple as dragging the two charts onto the dashboard again. And here you can see I have a filter, but it's only working for the first chart that I dragged onto the dashboard. So I'm going to make this single filter affect both charts by selecting that option from the context menu. Now you can see that filter working on both charts. So let's do the same for the region filter. So just selecting apply to all worksheets using this data, and that will enable this filter to work for both of them. So finally, let's just rename this dashboard, and then we'll be ready to upload this to Tableau server so that other people can view the work. So I'll just log into the server using my credentials, and then from here I'm able to select the security permissions around who in my organization can see this analysis, and then when I'm happy I can choose to publish. So I hope what this demonstration has showed is not only the capabilities of Tableau, but that anyone can create these meaningful insights without expert knowledge of database queries or statistical modeling. And if you do have those people in your organization, then great, because this is going to make their life easier. And also your IT departments are going to love Tableau because it's a read-only application. So that means none of the source data is ever altered. So if you'd like to know more about Tableau, you can contact us and we can set you up with a free trial. Thank you.